Hey guys, so I'm going to go over how to put your essay in an MLA format. That stands for Modern Language Association, and it's a kind of style of format and citation that a lot of colleges will use. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to it. It will take your essay from looking pretty shabby to really professional. So, for your final draft of the essay, go ahead and just create a new document. This doesn't mean you're going to write a new essay. It just means we're going to copy and paste and make revisions as needed. Once you get your document opened, you can name it or title the document here. Let's say final essay, your name, or your name, final essay, whichever one. Okay, now you want to make sure that you have the font in Times New Roman. Let's find Times New Roman down here. There it is. That's good. And it needs to be in 12 point, not 11. All right, the next thing we need to do is make sure the margins of the paper are at 1 inch. So you're going to go to File, and then you'll go down here to Page Setup. And it looks like all the margins are already set at 1 inch, so that's great. We don't have to change anything. The next thing we're going to do is insert a header. A header, you can do this by going towards the top of the page and double clicking. You're going to want to make sure that you right align that header, and then you'll just type your last name here. But what's this? That looks like a different font to me. Make sure that your header is also in Times New Roman and 12-point font. You don't want it to be different than your body. Now you're going to insert a page number. This page number, if you insert it correctly, will change as your paper grows. So you should only have to do this once. You'll go to Insert up here, go down to Page Numbers, and then you want the page number that's in the top right corner here. So you're going to click on that one. And let's make sure that we have a space between your name and the page number. Awesome. That's got that taken care of. So the next thing you want to do is make sure that your paper is double spaced. That is something that's very typical of MLA. To do that, you go to line spacing right here, and let's click double. You also want to make sure that you don't have any spaces before or after the paragraphs. If you do have those spaces, it'll give you the option to remove them right here. All right, now that we are double spaced, then we have a MLA heading, which will be right here. The first thing you will type is your name, and then you will hit enter. The next thing you will write is your professor's name or your teacher's name. In this case, it's me, Miss Kirstens. So again, this one up here is your name. So you don't get confused. I'm going to put your name right there. Next, you will put the name of the class. If you go to college, this will have a class name like English 111. But in this case, you can just put 8th grade English, 9th grade English, whatever your grade is. And then finally, you put the date that this essay is due, not the date that you're turning it in. And you format the date kind of oddly. You put the number first, and then the month, and then the year. So this essay final draft is due on the 14th of December 2020. I actually don't think there's a comma there. Typically, you would put a comma there if you were writing that in a paragraph, but MLA is pretty clean cut, doesn't like a lot of fancy jazz, so you leave the comma out. Next, you will hit enter. There we go. And you want to make sure that this is center aligned. So all this heading over here was left aligned, and now you're going to type your title, and that will be center aligned. Okay, so your title goes here. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Make sure you capitalize all the right words. Those are typically nouns and verbs. You don't have to capitalize prepositions or articles unless they come at the very beginning. All right, this is it for part 1. In part 2, I'm going to show you how to copy and paste from your document and get that looking right.